What's up guys, my name's Brandon, and yesterday I made a video about whether you should buy the iPhone 11 or the iPhone XR, and today we're going to discuss whether you should buy the iPhone XS Max or the brand new iPhone 11 Pro Max, and also if you should upgrade from the XS Max to the 11 Pro Max or not. So first off, this is a dummy non-functional iPhone 11 Pro Max, and this of course is my current daily driver, the gold iPhone XS Max. I will be getting the real iPhone 11 Pro Max on launch day and doing a very similar video to this, but I wanted to get this one up before the phone goes on sale so you can go ahead and know if you should pre-order one or not. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk specs and the differences between the iPhone XS Max and the iPhone 11 Pro Max. Both phones have a 6.5-inch display, but the iPhone 11 Pro Max does have a new screen called the Super Retina XDR display, and that of course is compared to the iPhone XS Max Super Retina HD display. So we do have a new name for the screen on the iPhone 11 Pro Max, and it will be about 10 to 15% better than the iPhone XS Max, and the big differences come in brightness and contrast. So the brightness gets upgraded from 625 nits to 800 nits on the 11 Pro Max, and the contrast ratio gets upgraded from 1 million to 1 to 2 million to 1, so double the contrast ratio on the 11 Pro Max, and it's also going to get a good bit brighter, which is great, especially for outdoor usage. However, we do have the same resolution on both phones, so that's 2688 by 1242 with 458 pixels per inch. Now the iPhone 11 Pro Max does also replace 3D Touch with Haptic Touch, and I just made a video on this. If you missed it, it's up in the cards right now. So I prefer 3D Touch, so it's going to be sad to have to go to Haptic Touch on the 11 Pro Max, but that's the only option. Now we do also have the new A13 Bionic chip compared to the A12 Bionic in the iPhone XS Max, and you are going to notice a pretty big difference in speed most likely. I will be doing a test here on the channel, a speed test, to see just how big of a difference it makes. But I think one of the big reasons we're going to notice an improvement in performance is because we're also getting a RAM improvement. So we're going from 4 gigabytes on the iPhone XS Max to 6 gigabytes on the 11 Pro Max. So yeah, some all around pretty big changes coming internally, especially for these phones just being 1 year apart. Now the iPhone 11 Pro Max is also going to be more water resistant. They're both rated IP68, but we're going to be able to be submerged in up to 4 meters deep for 30 minutes compared to 2 meters deep on the iPhone XS Max. So I don't think a lot of people are diving in, pools or oceans or anything with their phones, but if you are, you can go 2 extra meters with the 11 Pro Max. Now the front-facing camera does also get upgraded from 7 megapixels on the iPhone XS Max to 12 megapixels on the 11 Pro Max, and it also allows for 4K video recording. And that does also include slow-mo video, so you cannot shoot slow-mo video on the iPhone XS Max from the front-facing camera. You can now do that on the 11 Pro Max. You can also take wider selfies when you rotate the camera like this with the front-facing camera, so you can take selfies with like multiple people. And you're also going to have video stabilization for shooting in 4K, which you cannot do. It was capped at 1080 on the XS Max. Now flipping these guys around to the backside, obviously the camera is going to be a major upgrade this year, going from the XS Max to the iPhone 11 Pro Max. You can see we do have an additional camera there, making it a triple lens setup compared to just the dual lens setup that we had on the XS Max. So on the iPhone XS Max, we had dual 12 megapixel wide and telephoto cameras, and on the iPhone 11 Pro Max, we have a triple 12 megapixel camera setup with an ultra wide, and a telephoto sensor. And the amount of things you can actually do with the iPhone 11 Pro Max compared to the XS Max is big, and I don't think a lot of people are going to realize that till they actually get it in their hands and start using it, because not only can you capture so much more with the ultra wide camera lens in the new iPhone, but there's also a ton of new animations and a lot of things you could actually do inside the camera app. We also have some awesome new features coming exclusively to the iPhone 11 that aren't on the iPhone XS, XS Max, or XR. One of the big ones is night mode, and that's where photos shot in low light will be adjusted to appear brighter without actually hurting the quality of the image. And the great thing about this is that it actually works automatically, so you don't have to be like in a specific mode on the camera app or anything like that. It does it automatically. And this feature, of course, isn't anything new. Apple is a little bit late to have this, but it is nice to actually test it out. I will be wanting to test it out compared to like Google's Night Sight feature. And then we do have another feature also called Deep Fusion, and this is another awesome feature coming to the iPhone 11 Pro Max later on this year. And this is where the power of the neural engine inside of the 11 Pro Max really shines. So the iPhone will take 9 different pictures at different exposures before you even press the shutter button. And then it will stitch the photos together to create one single, more detailed and less noisy image. And this feature just looks like it's going to be a game changer, and I cannot wait to test it out. Obviously, it's not going to come to the iPhone 11 Pro Max at launch. It's going to come later this year in a software update, and I will definitely be testing that out here on the channel. We also get a huge improvement in battery life. This is actually something I was not expecting at the keynote. So the iPhone 11 Pro Max is going to get 5 more hours of battery life than the iPhone XS Max. Yes, so just 1 year apart and an additional 5 hours of battery life. That is the biggest jump Apple has ever done in terms of battery life, going from 1 year to another. We do also get a new color with the iPhone 11 Pro that we did not get with the XS or XS Max, and that of course is the new midnight green, which looks absolutely awesome. You can also pick up the iPhone 11 Pro and 11 Pro Max in the same colors that we had on the XS and XS Max: silver, space gray, and gold. And of course, we do have to talk about the pricing here for the iPhone 11 Pro Max. It does start at $1099 for 64 gigabytes of storage, which is the exact same price as the iPhone XS Max was at launch. However, since the inclusion of the iPhone 11 Pro Max into the lineup of Apple devices, Apple has stopped selling the iPhone XS and the XS Max on their websites. So from now on, you're only going to be able to buy the iPhone XS or XS Max from like a carrier store or from online, or I'm sure some authorized resellers will have them as well. So yeah, there are surprisingly a good amount of changes that will have you considering upgrading from the iPhone XS Max to the iPhone 11 Pro Max. But should you? Now let's first look at the pricing, because pricing obviously is going to play a major factor. So realistically, you're going to want to go with at least 256 gigabytes of storage. So that's $1,200 for the iPhone 11 Pro Max. And if you were to buy an iPhone XS Max new, it will be the exact same price as the iPhone 11 Pro Max. Now you can trade in your iPhone XS Max using Apple's trade-in program and get $600 off your purchase of the 11 Pro Max, which would knock it down to just $649. Or you could do what I would recommend, and that is to sell your iPhone XS Max on eBay pretty soon, because you can get at least $800 to $900 out of your iPhone XS Max on eBay. I just looked at it. It's crazy how much more you can get than just trading it in with Apple. And if you were to sell your iPhone XS Max for $800 to $900, that would make your purchase of the iPhone 11 Pro Max just a few $100. So should you do it? So if you take a lot of pictures and videos like I do, I think the addition of that third ultra wide lens and night mode and the upcoming deep fusion feature make the upgrade from the XS Max to the 11 Pro Max definitely worth it. The iPhone 11 Pro Max will undoubtedly take better photos and videos than the iPhone XS Max, and it very well could end up being the best camera on the market in 2020. Now, if performance and battery life matter more to you, then I also think the upgrade is worth it. I mean, you're going from an A12 to an A13 chip, which will make a difference in itself, but you also gain 2 gigabytes of RAM, which is huge, especially when we're talking about iOS and Apple phones here. And as for the battery life, 5 additional hours on the iPhone 11 Pro Max is huge. Again, that's the biggest jump in battery life Apple has ever had in a 1 year span. And just to convince you even more, the backing of the iPhone 11 Pro Max will also be cleaner, with only the Apple logo appearing in the center of the phone. This is a dummy unit, so it's not 100% accurate, but the Apple logo will be in the center, and it's also going to have a frosted matte-like feel on the back, which should make it be, less of a fingerprint magnet and also less slippery than the iPhone XS Max. So yeah, unlike with the iPhone XR and the iPhone 11, I do think that the upgrade from the XS Max to the 11 Pro Max is definitely worth it, especially for just a few $100 if you can sell your XS Max soon. Now, if you're looking to buy either the iPhone XS Max or the iPhone 11 Pro Max, maybe you have like an iPhone 10, an iPhone 8, or an iPhone 7, I think the iPhone 11 Pro Max is an excellent upgrade if you have the budget. Now, on the flip side, if you don't quite have the budget for the iPhone 11 Pro Max, then I would definitely suggest the iPhone 11. And I made a video on that yesterday, so you can find that by clicking the cards up in the top right of this video, and you will find that video there. So definitely watch that if you don't quite have the budget, but you do want to upgrade from your iPhone 10, your iPhone 8, or your iPhone 7. So yeah, guys, there you have it. Those are my thoughts on both the iPhone 11 Pro Max and the iPhone XS Max in terms of which one you should look at purchasing this year. Stay tuned for when I get the actual iPhone 11 models here in the studio. I will have tons of videos and comparisons and reviews, everything coming to the channel. So definitely make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss any